You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Copeland. It is great to be here with you guys this afternoon. Sorry I was running a little late. If I'm being completely honest, I've kind of taken it a little slow this morning. I woke up pretty early to take my kids to school, and then I came home, I read some comics, and then I was kind of just not feeling the best, so I slept for a little bit. And when I woke up, I decided to take some time to read some comics. So that's why I'm late. There's no other excuse than that. I'm not going to tell you the dog ate the homework because, I don't do homework. But here I am at last. And I am offering something kind of special for you guys today. So I know that last night we had a huge turn on the experience. We had a bunch of people in the room and not a lot of people buying. And last night it was the kind of like kick in the mouth that I was not expecting to get. Now, of course, I don't hold anybody accountable. I understand that you guys can't always buy stuff, and that you guys aren't always in a position to just continue to spend money with me. However, you guys are showing up, and that tells me something. That tells me that I need to show up no matter what. And if the stuff I'm showing is not working out for you guys, just let me know what is. Or if you guys want to talk about something, let me know. The more I hear from you guys, the more we engage, the better it is for me. That helps me conduct better shows. And for today's episode, what I'm willing to do, since I am late and I took my time reading comics, I am going to offer the first person who spends $25 with me a copy of Absolute Superman #4 for free this week. This was actually a really great book. And it's a key book because it's a first appearance of a few characters that show up in this universe. So I really love what Jason Aaron has been building with the Absolute Superman. To be honest with you, I think it's the best out of all the Absolute lines so far. I was thinking at first Batman was the best, but Superman has really turned out to be the diamond in the rough with it. I wouldn't even say that. I think they've all been great, but Superman is really standing out for me. But anyway, we'll get to that when whoever spends $25 with me unlocks their free copy of Absolute Superman #4. Until then, as always, if you spend $25 with me, you're going to get to spin the wheel. And if you spend, $25, you get to spin the wheel. If you spend $50 with me and you're located within the U.S., you get free shipping on your order. It's that simple. So we're going to kick it off with the books that we had yesterday. We didn't sell a single FOMO book last night, so we got all of our FOMO books here. Ha! Does that count? What's up, Phil? How you doing, dude? I have Spawn number 300. Spawn 300, this is the cover D version, so there's no copy on the cover. And it's a cover that is done by Greg Capullo. And it's also the first appearance of She-Spawn. And this is going to go for $15. Nice thick book. Really beautiful copy of Spawn 300. Phil, how you doing, dude? Another thing that was really great was I was taking a nap with Bentley. Bentley, come here. Come here, puppy. Come here, buddy. I know you're comfortable sleeping over here, but come here. Come here, bud. He decided yesterday. I'll show you guys a couple pictures here. You guys will be able to see him. Both the kids were at home sick yesterday. So he hopped up. Alan was hugging Bentley and, kind of keeping him on his back. And I think Bentley was fine with it. But and the second half of the day, he started dry heaving really, really badly. And he wouldn't stop. And I'm like, he's just going through something. So then he jumps up on the couch, sees my War Lion shirt, and just totally pukes all over it. You see all that puke over here? All that right there? The yellow stuff? That's puke. And then this asshole, I take a picture of him right afterwards, and he's got the same expression on his face that he always does. It's like, what? What happened? Phil, that's fantastic. That's awesome. I hope it works out for you. What kind of job is it? Anything interesting? Anyway, no matter what kind of day I'm having, this guy's always by my side. and he is such great company. He's hanging out here right now. He wants me to have a good show today. He wants us all to have a good show today. You get right, puppies. Good job, oh boy. He's just hanging out here. Normally, for some reason, he doesn't like coming down here. I think it's because it's very loud. And I actually meant to put him on the treadmill. So since I have you guys here, and I'm off to a slow start anyway, I'm just going to throw him on the treadmill real quick. His ass has got to work out. You guys will see Bentley again after his workout. It's too cold in Chicago right now. So I basically just let him go in the backyard. He does his business out there, but he hasn't really been walking a lot outside just because it's freaking cold. So I have a little doggy treadmill for him. He's now on it. I figure if he's just going to lay it down, he might as well get some work in. That's good, man. I'm glad. An Amazon warehouse. That's fantastic. Hey, maybe we can figure out a way to drop ship and get all your books out to you. Good luck. I will cross my fingers for you. Not because of the book situation, but because I want you to be happy and have steadiness in your life. I think that's a really important thing. Good luck to you, brother. Let me know how it goes. Reach out to me. You have my full support. You have everybody's full support in this room. I have Marvel Now, .1, number 1. This is the first appearance of America Chavez. This is also going to go for $15. Absolutely, brother. You've been very good to me this last year. I really appreciate it. And coming in here, it means a lot to me, dude. You're a good man. I have Batman number 55, a Francesco Mattina variant here. This is going to go for just $5. I have Captain Carter, number 1. This is the first appearance of Captain Carter, who made her first appearance in the What If TV show. This is going to go for, I think I had 15. This is 15 as well. Amazing Spider-Man 800. Milestone issue, number 800. I got a whole bunch of these, so I'm doing this one for just $5. Amazing Spider-Man 800 is $5. Freshly bagged and boarded. $5. Miles Morales Spider-Man, number 20. In this issue, Miles finds himself in cuffs by the cops. It's a pretty controversial issue. This is going to go for just $10 because of its controversy. And then I have Star Wars, the Alex Ross limited cover here. There's no copy on the cover, but it is Alex Ross. He did Luke and Leia and Darth Vader and Han Solo and 3PO. It's a beautiful piece of art here. I had it priced originally at $30. It's now going for just $10. So $10 and it's yours. Beautiful book right here. Justice League versus the Power Rangers. This is a DC and Boom collab, and it is a variant sketch cover, so you can't see the artwork, but it is Tom Taylor seems to be the artist, or sorry, the writer on it. Let's see who the artist is. Stephen Byrne is the artist on it. Here's some of the artwork. The JLA and the Power Rangers teaming up. This is going to go for $5. $5 on this. I would have charged 10, but I'm knocking it down to 5. I have the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. I am a huge fan of the series. I have the whole thing in my collection. This is the Jump On Point, the first issue of 12. There's 2 Jokers running around. How we got 2 Jokers? Well, you'll have to read on to find out. But they're at war with each other. It's a war of 2 Jokers. And there's a good explanation for it. It actually makes sense. And I think anybody who's a fan of Batman and the Joker is really going to appreciate this. This is going to go for 5. Phil is calling Joker. You will not be disappointed with that one. And Phil, we really do got to I do want to send you a box. And by the way, I was thinking about it too. I want to send you a different box. It's a little bit taller, but the difference is going to be in shipping is only going to be $10, and I'll be able to send you more stuff. And I think with probably maybe 5 or 6 of those shipments, we can get you all of your stuff. And I know that's a lot, but if we start now, that way you can start getting your stuff, because I really want you to get your stuff. We have like three short boxes here. I really want you to get your books. The next book I have here is Infamous Iron Man number 12. This is the final issue of Infamous Iron Man, where Dr. Doom, for a period, decides to redeem himself for his evil ways, or maybe not even redeem himself for his evil ways, but he decides, you know what? I'm going to make friends with my enemies, and I'm going to become Iron Man because, hey, there's a gap to be filled here. And so he becomes Iron Man. And this goes on for 12 issues, and it's actually pretty great. It leads into this Marvel 2-in-1 series that I read that I really enjoyed too. I have the whole thing. I know a lot of people kind of feel iffy about the Fantastic Four film, but I'll tell you what I think they got really great, or what they got right on the money for it. The feel of it is correct. Like when you're looking at how everything is set up in the background, it's not too dark, it's not too murky, and it doesn't have the veneer of a Fox Studio Hollywood film like the previous movie, and it doesn't feel like a dark film like the movie that came out afterwards, the other colossal failure. And it seems like they're doing the adaptations more correctly. Like, the Thing looks fantastic, and he's cast fantastic. I could see myself liking this character a lot, wanting to see him in action. I feel really comfortable with all the cast in that film. I think they're going to do a great job. And I've been reading up on a lot of Fantastic Four prior to that for years, because I have a feeling about that Fantastic Four movie. I think it's going to be huge, and it's going to make everyone realize how much they missed out on, because there's so many great Fantastic Four stories out there. This is the world's greatest comic book magazine for a reason. So anyway, Infamous Iron Man ties into that Marvel 2-in-1. This is going to go for $5 for this last issue of Infamous Iron Man. The first issue of it's going for big bucks right now. I actually had to pay $75 for my copy. I once had like a whole bunch of them. I bought out a collection, and I had like 5 copies of Infamous Iron Man number 1. I should have set one off to the side for myself, but I didn't. I popped them all off at $40 at the time. So at the end, I kind of felt like, okay, I made my money off that book. I can invest and buy myself another copy of it. So now I have it from my own collection. Will I sell it? I don't know. But if I do, it's not going to be for little money. Blade 2, the official comic adaptation of Blade 2. So I had this priced at $10. It wasn't moving. I'm doing it for $5. It's got a Tim Bradstreet cover. And honestly, Blade 2, I really like that film. The comic book adaptation, I never read it, if I'm being completely honest. But, hey, it's Blade. And I wonder who did the artwork in here. There's an advertisement for the soundtrack on the back. Blade 2 soundtrack was awesome. David Goyer, who did, Steve Gerber wrote this. Wow. Steve Gerber is the guy who created Howard the Duck. And the artwork is by Alberto Ponticelli. So you got an Italian working on the interiors. It's a good comic if the Italians worked on it. This is going to go for $5 for Blade 2, the official comic book adaptation. We're doing half off on that. Normally I would sell it at $10. I'm doing it for $5. Let's move this. Next up, I have Captain America, number 425. We got a foil embossed cover here. It's a pretty cool cover. I actually read Steve Rogers' Captain America number 1 today, and I'm really digging it. I don't like the idea of Cap being a Hydra agent, but there's a perfect explanation for how they did this, and it has everything to do with the Cosmic Cube. In fact, prior to that series being launched, if you read Sam Wilson's Captain America, it was all written by Nick Spencer. But basically what happens is Maria Hill, who is a dumbass and should not have as much power as she has, she should be locked up. She's a supervillain running S.H.I.E.L.D., like totally 100%. I don't know how she even got into power in the first place. And the fact that she was actually one of the prime instigators of the Civil War, the first Civil War, I don't know why she isn't deemed a villain. She should just come out and be a supervillain already. Like, that is Maria Hill. She creates this alternate reality for all the inmates that are captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. called Pleasant Hill. And there's this fragment of the cosmic cube called that personifies itself as a little girl called Kobik. And Baron Zemo tries to control Kobik, and he basically frees everyone from this alternate reality and brings them back to reality. And they basically take S.H.I.E.L.D. hostage. And Steve Rogers, who's at this point aged, is now, like, stuck with them and everything. But he's then freed by Sam Wilson and the Winter Soldier. And after all that happens, Kobik restores Steve Rogers' youth. But that's not the only thing that happens. That is how Steve Rogers becomes Hydra Cap, is because there's manipulation there. There's a big thing happening here. So I'm actually really interested in it. A lot of people really did not like Hydra Cap when they first launched the idea, but it's a storyline. And it's a storyline that, has a resolution. I don't know what it is yet because I haven't read more into it, but, I've been really excited about all things Captain America. Mainly because of the movie, but also because I think Hydra Cap has got a role to play in the Secret Wars movie. That Secret Wars movie is going to change everything. And I do think that they are going to use the old series, the 1980s series, and the Jonathan Hickman series as like a roadmap for how they're going to do everything. Because if you look at Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, it was all about convergence of the two universes, the Ultimate Universe and the Prime 616 universe. It was a convergence of that. I think that's what we're going to get with that Secret Wars movie, is a convergence of the universes. That's why the Fantastic Four are in a completely different universe right now. It's all going to collide in Avengers Doomsday. And I'm also curious about this Fantastic Four movie. Are we going to get Doctor Doom in it? I think we're going to see our first peek of Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. I am so excited. Anyway, going back to Captain America 425, it is going to go for just $5 today. Newsstand copy, milestone issue, embossed foil cover, $5. Next up, I got Batman, Judge Dredd teaming up together for Judgment on Gotham. This is by Alan Grant, John Wagner, and Simon Bisley. Now, next week, you're going to see a lot more Batman, Judge Dredd crossovers because there's a whole bunch of them. I just picked them up, and they look really badass. I cannot wait to show them to you guys. This is going to go for $5 today for Batman, Judge Dredd, Judgment on Gotham. This is the most popular one, the Simon Bisley cover. Really beautiful. I think he's the one who did the cover on this. It looks like I believe that's his artwork. Let's look at it. I've never actually read this. Yeah, I believe this is Simon Bisley as the artist. Yep. So it's Alan Grant and John Wagner are the writers. Man, this artwork is sick. It is so good. Like, I love the shading and the details. It almost feels like you're reading a book with interiors by Glenn Fabry. This looks really cool. Batman and Judge Dredd, they may defeat the menace that threatens both their worlds if they can stop fighting each other. Interesting. Very interesting. $5 on Batman, Judge Dredd, Judgment on Gotham. And then I have Fantastic Four number 70. Early Fantastic Four, I had this priced originally at $25. Today I'm going to do it for $15. This is probably the earliest Fantastic Four comic I have in my collection. And I'm going to say this is in fine condition. For the most part, I would say fine. When the Mighty Fall. Let's see who worked on it. This looks like it might be Jack Kirby. And indeed it is. It's Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. Some classic Stan Lee, Jack Kirby Fantastic Four. And I'm going to do this for just $15 today for Fantastic Four, number 70. Look at that beaut. Got a little tear on the bottom here, and it does have some water damage. But other than that, it's perfectly intact. I don't know if that classifies it as fine or very good, but, you know, it's in readable condition for sure. It's in preservable condition. And I have some new sets from the new collection I picked up. I'm going to show those to you in just a minute. The last book I'm going to throw at you guys right now is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 65. That's going to go for $5 for Ninja Turtles number 65. 65, bro! Wait. All right, up top. This is all new stuff. This is a peek behind the curtains here of the new stuff. From John Byrne and Dick Giordano, I have The Man of Steel. This is the collector's item cover. This by itself is a $10 book. I have issue 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I'm going to do this entire series right now for just $15. You give me $15, and this is all yours. 15 from the Man of Steel number 1 through 6. $15. That's all yours. The legend begins. There's some iconic artwork in that book, by the way. The next series I'm going to show you is something that defined the direction I took with Eastern Shin. So I have the entire Justice Society of America that was written by Len Straczewski. And I'm going to tell you right here, right now, that if it was not for this comic series, Eastern Shin would not be the comic that it is now. This book had, this series had a profound impact on me. Len told me when this book came out, when he wrote the first issue, he was so excited about it. He heard that it was selling out everywhere. And then he got a phone call from his editor over at DC, and it turned out that they were canceling the book. He had to wrap up everything within 8 issues. He shared this story with me in order to get me to understand that writing the tightest story you can in comic book form is always the best route to go. That's why I went from making Eastern Shin a 60-issue limited series to only 12. So going in and reading this series helped me understand how do you handle a big book with multiple characters? How do you give them all, arcs, and how do you put it all together? And this is the whole thing, all 8 issues. He wrapped it all up in 8 issues. Could he have gone further? Absolutely. And in fact, he actually did get a chance to work on it again with Mike Parobeck. He had another, I think, 8-issue series. But this is the first one right here. We have it all right here, right now. It's going to go for $20 for all 8 issues. You don't got to hunt anything down. That's the beauty of this. I got all 8 issues here, and they're all in fantastic shape. Actually, Mike Parobeck did work on this. He worked on a few of these issues as well. It's issue 6, issue 7, and issue 8. This is going to go for $20 for JSA. $20 on this. And then I have Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis. I have number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. This is the entire run right here of Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis. This is going to go for $15. $15 on this. $15 on Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis. If you guys have any questions about any of these books on the bottom row, feel free to ask. In the meantime, I'm going to start busting out books from the $2 collection. We go to $2 books today. And anyone who's popping in, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I have Captain America 409 going for just $2. Batman and the Outsiders number 11 and number 24. This is going to go for $4 today. $4 on this. I have Return of the New Gods number 13. That's going to go for $2. Shadow of the Bat number 6. Number 7. Number 8. That's going to go for $6. $6 on this. I have the Superman Annual from 1991. This is number 3. Batman Justice and the Justice League versus the Man of Tomorrow today. This is going to go for $2. It's a cool looking cover here. Different Superman. Superman number 26 is going to go for $2. X-Men 92, House of Charles Xavier the second. Number 2 is going to go for $2. X Factor number 1 is going to go for $2. Star Trek: The Next Generation number 33, number 34, and number 42. This is going to go for $6. $6. The Max Immortal 2. We got a embossed gold cover here. This can go for $2. Supergirl number 3 and number 4 by Jeff Loeb. Number 3 and 4 are going to go for just $4. Let's see here. I'm waiting on a bunch of Warline pages to come in today. So the colorist said he's going to turn in about 10 pages today, which I'm really excited about. The book is reading really, really well. Weapon X and Final Flight number 1 is going to go for $2. I Make Boys Cry number 2 from Absolute Comics Group. That's going to go for $2. The New Warriors number 25. That's going to go for $2. Animal Man number 2 by Jeff Lemire. We got number 2 and number 3. This is from the New 52 relaunch. You get all 3 issues. It's just $6. Has anybody read this? Anybody have any opinions on it? I know a lot of people really liked Grant Morrison's run on it because it was like all existential and stuff. Existentially. Snuffy Smith from Charlton Comics, number 5, is going to go for $2. $2 on that. Got some people filling in the room here. This is fantastic. Welcome. Thank you for being here. If you guys have any questions on anything on the lower rack or anything that I'm showing up here right now, we're doing $2 comics up here, and bottom row varies in price, but nothing above $15. Everything is priced very fairly. We also have some new runs here for anybody who's a regular of mine. We have Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis, 1 through 4, going for $15. Justice Society of America, written by one of my mentors, Len Straszewski. This helped shape my independent comic series, Yisun Shin, here. And I'm doing the whole set for $20. And then I have Man of Steel, number 1 through 6 by John Byrne. That's going to go for $15 as well. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask. I have Star Wars Jango Fett number 2 going for $2. Harley Quinn Legion of Bats number 3 and number 4. That's going to go for $4. I have a story. I met Zach Levi once, or Zach Levy. So I was in New Orleans for a convention back in 2019, and it was called Big Easy Con. And the con was originally supposed to happen in June, but there were some issues with the scheduling, so it didn't work out. Anyway, they rescheduled the show for end of October, early November, somewhere around there. And they said that they had sold over 40,000 tickets. So I was thinking, okay, this is a good show. I'm going to take a shot at and do it. So I went to the convention, and it was dead all weekend. I have no idea how I made money at that show, but I did. I was very lucky. Actually, some really cool things happened. One of the Kubert brothers picked up a copy of Yushin Shin for me, which I thought was awesome. Like, that was crazy. And another cool thing that happened was I got to walk up to Zach Levi and just talk to him because no one was at his booth. And I think he was pretty ticked off about that. You know, like, this dude had come here to sign stuff, and he was probably expecting crowds of people to greet him, and no one was there. No one was there for any of the celebrities. Even Weird Al. Weird Al was probably about 10 feet away from me. And what he did was he had his booth, right? But then there were curtains blocking off his, blocking him off. So you couldn't just walk up to him. You actually had to have, like, access to go and walk and talk to Weird Al. But I did see him. It was kind of interesting. I think he just wanted to avoid being, like, harassed by, well, not harassed, but just, like, bombarded by people. It's like if people see him, it's like, oh my God, everybody's all up in his face, in his grill. So, yeah, well, that's the thing. If a convention's not promoted correctly, or if something happens, like, I believe if Big Easy Con was held in June, 40,000 people probably would have showed up, and I think that there would have been huge crowds. I don't even think, I know for a fact there would have been huge crowds for all the celebrities. The problem is that they didn't promote it right, so the people that received their tickets and had made all their plans and everything may not have been able to get off that same weekend, and a lot of money was lost at that event. It was crazy. But I was really happy to know that the Fan Expo show was run a lot more smoothly. And I'm looking forward to coming back there next year. That's cool, Phil. I have Daredevil number 256 going for $2. The Adventures of the Screamer Brothers number 3 is going to go for $2. What's up, Joe? I have Miss Marvel number 1. That's going to go for $2. Spider-Man 2099 number 17 is going to go for $2. I have Contest of Chaos, the X-Men annual number 1. That's going to go for $2. Kent Menace Quarterly number 1. This is the main cover. It's a pretty thick book. This is going to go for $2. Namor the Submariner number 1 is going to go for $2. Naomi season 2 number 1 of 6. That's going to go for $2. Joe, we're still working on that. When Phil and I get that worked out, I will let you know. You just send me everything. Are you going to be at C2E2 this year? Do you want to just hand everything off to me over there so you don't have to ship it out to me? That way we save on everything, and then I'll send everything out. Phil, with the next box I send you, I'll include all of Joe's stuff in there. That's just so we're all on the same page. And Joe, how are you doing, dude? How's the slinging game going for you? Okay, cool. So if you're in at C2E2, just bring all of Phil's stuff over there. I'll take care of shipping it to him in Germany. Yeah, it's been a little slow for me too, in all honesty. I like last night I got clobbered in terms of what I was able to sell through. But and there was a large part of me, I'm going to be completely honest off the cuff here. I was kind of discouraged about coming on and doing another show today because I didn't want to have a similar experience. But then I thought about it and I'm like, sometimes it's more than just coming here and selling comics. Being here with you guys is also just as important, because I know that this is a lull period anyway. Everybody's getting ready to pay their taxes. People are trying to catch up on things. This is a tough month. These 4 weeks of February are tough. This is a tough period. But I know that we'll get through it. It's just it's a slow season right now, and every business has a slow season. I don't care what kind of business that you have. There's always a slow season. So just keep your head above water. don't lose your curiosity in comics. Keep reading comics. Keep being in love with comics, and keep engaging with your audience. That's the most important thing. No rage selling. Stop with the rage selling. Knock it off. The Doctor Strange, the End, #1. This is a variant cover. It's going to go for $2. Nova, Annihilation Scourge, #1 is 2. Shadow the Bat, #26. Creatures of Clay. This is going to go for $2. Pipe it down back there. All right, I'm going to throw that with Shadow the Bat on here. I have Avatar Adapt or Die, #1 of 6, and #2 of 6. And I have 2 copies of 2 of 6. These are going to go for $2. But with you, rage selling is a bit. Yes, it is. It is a bit. There are people who get really genuinely angry about it. And honestly, if this was my full-time job, I would be very concerned right now. Like if this was the only thing I did. But I know that in 4 weeks I have 3 back-to-back conventions, and there's going to be it's going to be great. And I'm focused on getting Warline 3 done. So I understand that this business has always been supplemental, and I want it to be a full-time thing, because that would be great that I could just stay here and sell comics. I'd probably do a lot more shows throughout the week and things like that. But it's not as consistent as going to a convention, believe it or not, Got me sneezing over there on the treadmill. Doing all right, dude? I'm going to check on him real quick and see how he's doing. You're doing good, buddy. Good boy. Let's see where your time is at. I want you to walk for 1 hour. You good long hour walk. All right, you're at 31 minutes. You're halfway there, dude. You're more than halfway there. You can do this, Bentley. I believe in you. I put my dog on his treadmill. Yeah, there are people who do it, and here's something that's interesting though. So I was talking with a friend of mine, and his sister is a personal chef, and she's actually kind of like a local celebrity. She's been on a couple of news broadcasts, like talk shows and stuff, like cooking and everything. And she's blown up on TikTok. She's got a couple videos that have surpassed 5 million views, and she's got over 500,000 followers now. It's crazy. And what she's been doing is she's calling people out. She has this one video where she makes rice, and people are telling her she doesn't know how to make rice, so she starts making rice and calling people out. So I wonder if there's something to actually stirring the pot and creating controversy. It's like people like watching a train wreck. I wonder. There's always that possibility, right? I have Sinister War #4. This is going to go for $2. But here's my opinion on it. It's a great short-term strategy, You can be angry and show people you're angry, and people might respond to it, and you can do the whole rage sale thing. However, over time, what's going to happen is you're going to get less angry. And you don't want to build your business on anger, because it's not sustainable that way. You build your business on peace so that you can build and maintain relationships. That's the very idea of business, after all. Idiot! How'd you not know that? There you go. I have Lunar Room #1, #2, and absolutely no fun having when you're doing a show either. Should be no fun. You should be bored out of your mind when you do these shows. Lunar Room #3. This is all going to go for $6. Yeah, totally. I mean, I think people do. I think more people are entertained by that. But if I started doing that, would I be selling comics or providing, controversial entertainment that I wouldn't be able to sustain? You know, like I might be angry today because, you know, I'm not selling a lot of books, but this is only a momentary thing. And I'll tell you this, being in the moment where I'm not selling right now, this is going to make me better on the convention floor. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be much more lean and mean on the convention floor because I can handle that stress of, man, I'm not moving anything right now. Well, when that happens, you have to reframe your thinking. And this is exactly why we're having a conversation right now, rather than me showing you more and more comics that are going to inundate you and bore the shit out of you guys. When you guys see something you like, I know you'll claim it. I am certain of it. You guys know how this works. All right, so Lunar Room. Let's look at this series real quick from Vault. It looks like a werewolf book. So if you're a fan of werewolves, you'll like Lunar Room. If you're a fan of NASCAR and rage sales, you won't buy this book. This is gonna go for $6. Yeah, it'd be funny for about 5 minutes, but I'll tell you what. When you get angry, you start to you admit that anger on other people, and you know you start to set the last thing I'd ever want to do is set someone else off. Like there's this place in Chicago, Joe, you may know this place. You know the Wiener Circle? It's a restaurant. It's like it's renowned in Chicago for being a place where you go in and they talk down to you when you're placing your order. It's kind of like Ed DeBevick's. Like you go in there and you know the waiters got an attitude and they kind of act all angry with you. I don't eat at places like that. I refuse to eat at places where I am not treated with respect because I don't know what you're going to do. Like it's funny for a minute, but like I don't know what's going to happen. What if you're having a bad day and now you're using me as a target and your job is giving you the ability to do that? Anytime you admit those negative emotions onto other people, all that's doing is just causing you to stir. And I know I'm guilty of it. I can tell you right now, I'm 100% guilty of it. There have been times when I've been on convention floors and I will go long periods without selling stuff and I will be pissed that I did not sell anything. It will drive me crazy. And I have had moments where I've had to stop myself, where I get frustrated because I pitched someone who wasted my time, quote unquote, wasted my time. No one's wasting my time. They're giving me their time. You know, that's how I need to reframe it. And that's how I recenter myself. Luckily, I haven't lost my shit yet in all the years that I've been doing it, but I've come close because, you know, we're expected to maintain this level of perfection from ourselves, no matter what it is that we do, right? You know, like, especially being a parent, you know, you think like you got to maintain this, perfect, like image for your kids, but you're going to fuck up as a parent. Like I fuck up as a dad all the time. I just acknowledge it, accept it, apologize, and move forward. Try to tell my kids, hey, don't repeat those same mistakes that I just did. Be a better dad. I don't know if Dick's Last Resort is still around. Phil is 100% right. Anger is such a blinding emotion. It never helps. I don't know if Dick's Last Resort is around. Last time I was I'll be in the city next week, and I'll let you know, Louis. Sabretooth and Mystique, #1. Runaway first issue, going for $2. It's not running anywhere, is it? This issue's not running away with anyone today. FYI, in this stack here is a Fantastic Four book. Come for the hot dogs and stay for the abuse. It's an act that's too hard to tell if the employees are having 100%. Joe is 100%. So I'll tell you, I did go to the Wiener Circle one time. I was like in my 20s and I was out with some friends. And I walked in there and there was a bunch of drunk people yelling at the person serving. And the person who was serving was not just dishing it out. You could tell she was angry. Her eyes were wide open. She's a black woman, so when you see the white of her eyes, like you could tell she was angry. She was like, you do not want to piss her off. She was ready to jump over that counter and smack the shit out of people. Like she was angry. So who knows what's going on behind the kitchen? This woman is taking abuse from a bunch of people who are being like so like rude to her and everything because they think that's how things are supposed to do. You think she's going to come into work happy? that she's got to deal with this in a late hour. Who knows what she was doing during the day? Probably dealing with her bratty kids, and then at night she's got to go work in the wiener circle. You know, like I just walked away. I was like, yeah, I'm not hungry. I'll eat somewhere else. I'll eat later. You know, no, thank you. I talked you off the ledge of C2E2s, man. There have been some rough C2E2s. I've had last year's C2E2 was rough for me. My sales were down 50%. And I think the last one that I did that was rough was post-COVID, man. That was rough. End of 2021, whew, man, did I take it in the teeth. That was rough. That was very rough. That was actually how I acquired that boys number one. Not by choice. Not by choice at all. But this boys number one is a curse that has been following me for too long now. So my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, big X over the father-in-law part. Him and I, he had helped me. He used to come and help me at a few conventions here and there, which was very kind of him, by the way. He built this rack for me, but it wasn't very sturdy. It was built with very cheap materials because he didn't really know what he was doing. And I probably should have used PVC pipe, which is what everybody uses when they're building out racks. So I was trying to do a dual setup, a hybrid setup. So setup is half of my booth is a publisher, half of my booth is a collector, right? Or a collectibles business. So anyway, this rack that he built was really hard to transfer. And it was a model that was built after one that my old business partner, Kevin, and I had built. And the one that Kevin built was very heavy, but it was very sturdy, and it worked really well at AwesomeCon. We had, that was probably one of our best outings. That was one of the best outings we had as, you know, collectibles company, because we were able to really showcase our stuff. It looked really, really great. However, here we are at C2E2, and I built something that was not as sturdy. It couldn't even stand on its legs. I had a copy of, I had this book right here. It was a 9.8, but it wasn't a signature series. It was just a regular copy of the boys 9.8, you know, CGC. I put it at the top of the rack because, you know, I knew what I was doing back then. And this thing was not sturdy, and it fell off. This belonged to Chuck Pino, my editor. He asked me to sell it for him. Well, how the hell am I supposed to sell a cracked CGC book? You know, like, no one's going to pay a premium for that. So I told Chuck, I'm just going to buy it from you. Straight out. And so I bought it from him. And then, luckily, Garth Ennis was at the show, and a few neighbors down, there was a dealer who was also able to do CGC witnessing. And so I had them get this book signed, put a lot of money into it. And I never recouped that money because I still haven't sold the book yet. And the book has been going like this. And, you know, season 4 comes out, and I'm expecting, okay, this is the time to sell it because, hey, season 4 is out. But no, everybody's got to bitch about season 4 because, you know, Frenchie's now has a relationship with another guy, so he's gay. So now the price of the book goes down. I kid you not. That's actually what happened. So I'm still stuck with this. And the memory and the horrors of that C2E2 stare at me every day. But you know what? I also look at it as an opportunity. Like, I met a lot of people at that show. I actually got a lot closer with some friends at that show. Maybe it wasn't the biggest money opportunity, but I'll tell you this. When I came back in 2022, I fucking whooped ass at that show. I made up for it. And that's what I plan to do this year at C2E2. I'm going to make up for it. And if I don't, then there's always next year. Never give up. It's tough. I mean, I was getting. Here's the problem with Chicago. It's just a really tough crowd. Chicagoans do not like being solicited to. This is just something that's ingrained in them. They do not like being solicited to. So it's very hard to stand out there and try and get people to stop and buy your stuff. There are some cities that are just like that. Chicago just happens to be it. You know, like, I think another one that's like that is definitely New York. New York just has more comic book fans, I think. So New Yorkers will listen if they're being solicited to if you're soliciting something that they find interesting, But Chicagoans are just like, no, not interested. Sorry, it's a tough crowd. C2E2 is not an easy show. If I didn't live here, I wouldn't do it. Straight up. Demon Wars, the Iron Samurai #1 is going to go for $2. Of course, it's collateral the longer you have it. That boys book is collateral for me, absolutely. But there are a ton of books like that. And here's the thing: you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You just never know. I have The Punisher #23, 43. This is going to go for $4. I'll tell you right now, all these books I'm showing you guys right now, you don't know anything that's going to happen with those books. I don't know anything that's going to happen with those books, right? All of these books right here, today they may be worth whatever I'm selling them for, $2. But tomorrow, this could be a $50 book. And for the stupidest reason, too. You have no idea why right now. It wouldn't make any sense to you now, but it could happen. And when it does, you're going to be like, I should have got this book when I had a chance, when I could have for $2. It has happened to me so many times. I'll give you a perfect example of it. West Coast Avengers #45. You guys remember that book? I will show it to you. Look it up. Just look it up online. I'll try and get an image of it right now. You guys will see this cover, and anybody who is, anybody who's an 80s kid like me or earlier will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Where is the book? There it is. Yep. This book right here. This is a freaking dollar book all day. I saw it in 50-cent bins. This book was worthless. Absolutely worthless. No one gave two shits about this book until White Vision showed up on WandaVision. And all of a sudden, the price of this book shot up to $100 if it was raw, if it was the raw copy. If you had it CGC'd, you could sell this book for $1,100. Kid you not. It was an overnight sensation. People went apeshit over this. And it was a 50-cent book the other day. Why? Because of White Vision. It's not even a first appearance. He's just white now. It's a White Vision. That's it. As an homage to the original Avengers cover. Exactly. Nothing special about that book at all. And all of a sudden, it just shot up in value for no reason whatsoever. Well, not for no reason whatsoever, but a reason that no one could anticipate. No one who was watching WandaVision was going to think that West Coast Avengers 45 was going to shoot up in value. No one could have imagined it. And the fact that I had a copy just goes to show you. I picked up a collection. That was actually the first huge collection I got. And I had 2 copies of that book in that collection. Because the person who was selling didn't know that was going to become a big thing overnight. If he did, he would have pulled it. Anybody who sees that book now is pulling it because they could still get about $10 to $15 on it. I think even more now. I'm not sure, but still, you never know with these books. That's the magic of it. Superman #15 and #21 are going to go for just $4. I never read it. Crystar, Crystal Warrior #9 is going to go for $2. Here's something that's interesting. I have this Superman 62. It's part of a story called Blackout, and I came across a bunch of the other issues of it. I kind of want to grab this. Has anybody read Superman Blackout? The Blackout run? Can you tell us anything about it? Batman: The New Adventures #413. Sorry, 410 and 413. How is it? Is it good? Get them both for $4. You're doing real good up there, Bentley. He's sneezing. Miss Fury, #5 from Dynamite, is going to go for $2. Hooded Spider-Man Murder. J. Jameson will pay you $100,000 if you can help solve this case. This is going to go for $2. All right. It is FOMO time. So therefore, I'm going to show you your FOMO books. Get ready.
It's FOMO time!
Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. I was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie Show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my God, like, shut up already.
I had too much fun. All right, I have Spider-Man Unlimited #1. This is the first appearance of Shriek. I'm going to do this for $15 today. Spawn #28. First issue that Greg Capullo illustrated. This is going to go for $10. Spider-Girl #50. This is going to go for $10. Sensational She-Hulk #50. A foil embossed cover here. I had it priced originally at $25. I'm going to do it for $15 right now. $15. Lewis is taking She-Hulk. Lewis, if you spend $10 more with me, I'm going to hook you up with Absolute Superman #4 on the house. Strange Tales featuring The Thing, Doctor Strange, and Human Torch. This is going to go for $5. Lone Wolf and Cub #40 is going to go for $5. Green Arrow #1, normally a $10 book. It's going to go for $5. We got a cool Ed Hannigan cover. Vampirella Shadowhawk, book 1. This is going to go for $5. All right, so I'm looking to move some bulk here. That is the purpose of these last two shows. And I think one of the reasons why we're not seeing a lot of traction right now is because you guys have seen a lot of these books multiple times. However, because I'm bringing home a lot of the collection, I need to start moving through this before I start showing off other stuff. So therefore, I am willing to get rid of this entire rack plus all of this at $20 right now for anybody who wants it. That's minus the FOMO books over here, but if you guys want all of these books, it's going to go for just $20. And if not, what I'm going to do right now is I'll quickly take these books down. I'm going to show them again. We're going to take the price down to $1 on all of these books. So feel free to start claiming your dollar books. In fact, let's just do that. I do have new stuff, and I actually just got an email from Graham Crackers in Downers Grove. I got an online order I got to pick up. So if we can make this next hour pick up in terms of volume, I will have more stuff. You guys will give me a budget to go out there and spend. And I promise you guys, if we can sell through this stuff, I will buy more. You guys will give me a budget. I will go out and buy more. All right, Lone Wolf and Infamous Iron Man are clean. Excellent. Absolute Superman #4 is yours, Lewis. Now, before I go over all of these books again and show you everything, I'm just going to show you the size of the stack here so you know how big how big it is. This is the stack. $20 for everything. $20 for it all. You spend $50 with me, and the shipping on this is on the house. All right. So once again, I have Blackout, Superman number 62, $1 now. Batman number 410 and 413, $2 on those. Miss Fury number 5, $1. Yeah, sorry, Phil. Not yet. If you get that Amazon warehouse job, maybe there's a way for us to make it work. Who did Spider-Man murder? $1 on this. Crystar, Crystal Warrior number 9, $1. Superman number 15 and 21, $2 on this set. Punisher 23 and 43, $2 on this set. Demon Wars, the Iron Samurai number 1 is $1. Sabretooth and Mystique number 1 is $1. Lunar Room number 1, number 2, and number 3. $3 on those. $3 on that. Sinister War number 4 is $1. Avatar, Adapt or Die, number 1 and number 2. This is a 6-issue series. I have the first 2 going for $2, and I have an extra copy of number 2. All going for $1 a pop. Doctor Strange, The End, number 1 is $1. Annihilation Scourge, Nova, number 1 is $1. Naomi, Season 2, number 1 is $1. Namor the Submariner, number 1 is $1. Spider-Man 29.9, number 17 is $1. I'm interested in this series. I read a little bit of it. So what happens here is Spider-Man 2099 has to go into the past, and he is working with I forgot who he's working with. I think he's working with Peter Parker with the Parker Industries, and he's trying to prevent some things from Alchemex from happening. And he had a pretty cool suit actually. And I think this ties into Civil War II as well. It's interesting stuff. So he goes back in time and he has to kind of like reset things that are happening in the future. Interesting premise. Miss Marvel number 1, $1. X-Men Contest of Champions number 1 is $1. Kent Menace Quarterly number 1 is $1. Adventures of the Screamer Brothers number 3 is $1. Daredevil 256, $1. Harley Quinn, Legion of Bats, number 3 and 4. It's $2 on that. Django Fett, number 2 is $1. Snuffy Smith, number 5 is $1. Animal Man, number 2, 3, and 5 is $3. New Warriors 25 is $1. I Make Boys Cry number 2 going for $1. I make boys cry too. If my kids piss me off, I can make them cry really easily. I just yell at them. I don't need these long legs. Yeah, it's a Typhoid Mary one, right? John Romita Jr. on the cover. I think I have read this actually. I got there was this really cool trade. It was Love's Labor Lost, and it had all of the start of the Typhoid Mary stuff. By the way, Daredevil is so mean to women. He is such a jerk to women. Awful. Weapon X and Final Flight number 1 is $1. Supergirl number 3 and number 4, that's $2. The Max Immortal number 2 is $1. Star Trek Next Generation number 33, 34, and 42. That's $3 on all 3. X Factor number 1 is $1. X-Men 92 House of Charles Xavier 2, that's going to go for $1. He is. He's worse. A lot of people think Cyclops is an asshole. No, Matt Murdock is the biggest asshole of all time. Yeah, I heard she was in Iron Fist season 2, but you know what? I don't care. I didn't care for Iron Fist season 1. and I didn't bother watching season 2. However, I will say this: in defense of Finn Jones, I actually enjoyed Iron Fist more in the Defenders than I did on his own TV show. I feel like the Defenders did a better job with that character than in terms of the writing, in terms of everything. It was a lot better. Superman 26 is $1. Superman Annual 1991 is $1. Shadow of the Bat 6, 7, 8, and number 26 are going to go for $4. $4. Return of the New Gods number 13 is $1. Batman and the Outsiders number 11 is $1. 24 is $1, so that's 2. And Captain America 409 is $1. Okay. What do you guys want to see right now? We got another 45 minutes. I want to hear what you guys want to see. What are you interested in me showing off today? What's it going to take to get some excitement going here? Because I got to be honest with you guys. I'm going to come back on Friday, okay, at the same exact time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. I want to give you guys new stuff. I don't want to be showcasing the same stuff anymore, but I still have a lot of stuff here. There's about 3 long boxes here right now, so that's a lot of comics. Let me know what you guys want to see. You want to see 50-cent books? I'll give you 50-cent books. You guys want to see $5 trades? I'll bust out $5 trades. You want me to pitch my own stuff? I'll pitch my own stuff. You want to see some independent comics? I'll show you independent comics. I want to hear from you. What do you guys want to see? We got 45 minutes here. You guys can request anything as long as I have it. If I don't have it, I'll tell you I don't have it. I'm gonna check Bentley on the treadmill while you guys type in your requests. Oh my gosh. There you go, buddy. Bentley walked an hour and 61 minutes and 42 seconds. Come here, buddy. He's a good boy. Did you cough up something? Oh, of course you did. You probably ate something you shouldn't have eaten. You silly doggy. You're a good boy. Here's Bentley after his workout. Hopefully he doesn't vomit over everything like he did yesterday. I'm a poor boy. Here, you go, boy. He's a hard worker. He was sleeping with so when the kids are here, he always obviously wants to sleep with me because my bed is his bed, you know. So lately he's been Alan's been sleeping in his own room. Alan used to sleep with me because Bentley always sleeps with me. So Alan likes to sleep with me, but lately Alan's been, becoming more independent, and so he wants to sleep in his own room. And so I let him take Bentley one night, and then yesterday Max wanted to take him, and so Max got him the other night. You okay, buddy? You guys hear him like dry heaving? Poor guy. Get some rest, dude. Get some rest. All right. No, any requests? Okay. Phil wants to take Man of Steel and Indiana Jones. Phil, I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you so much. And I will work with you. You can make claims and you can take your time to pay everything. I know you're in Germany. We're going to find a way to get you all of your stuff. You know how I feel about this. If we can ever save you money, we will do it. All right. Know that I will work with you, dude. You're the man. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Two sets that remained from yesterday's show. I have Marvel Contest of Champions number 1, number 2, and number 3 that I'm doing for just $10 right now. $10 for that. And then I have The Adventures of Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. I will do all of this for $12 today. I was doing it at $15. These just have to go. I would love to keep this for myself and read it, but I can't. I have too much stuff to read as is, and this just needs to get out the door. I'll come across it again in the future. $15. This looks like a retelling of some of Cap's earliest adventures, and they're all really beautiful covers. It looks like the artwork is really good too. I don't think you can go wrong with this. Captain America. Phil, I think you have this. I'm pretty sure you got this series from me. So if I have an extra set of this, I'll let you know. I'll check what you've picked up from me, but I'm pretty sure you've claimed a set of these because I've come across this before. Yeah, I know you got it. I just remember the last time I was like, the last time I sold this, I know it was to you. Let me double check. If you didn't claim it, then I will throw it in there for you, all right? All right. Yeah, you don't have it because you haven't received so many books from me. So let me check upstairs when I'm looking. And here's the thing with the conversion of everything, with me bringing everything down, all of your claims are going to be in the same area because right now they're all in the same area where I ship everything. So there's a lot of reorganizing that's about to happen. So once I get through that period, which is going to take me a little bit, I'll be able to tell what you have in your collection and everything. You guys I can tell on the fly what's there, what you guys, how much stuff you guys have up there. All right, and then something for the bottom row. Here's a good one. Venom number 1 from Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. $10 on this. And let's not forget our FOMO books for today. Green Arrow, number 1, $5 on this. Vampirella Shadowhawk, book 1, $5 on this. Strange Tales featuring Thing, Doctor Strange and the Human Torch, $5 on this. Spider-Girl number 50, $5 on this. Spawn number 28, I got 10 on this. This is the first Greg Capullo Spawn. And Spider-Man Unlimited number 1, first appearance of Shriek. That's $15. I wonder if I have that in my maximum carnage lot. Yes, I do. FOMO books will go here. All right, how about we start? I did have some $2 books I wanted to finish up with. So I have Spectacular Spider-Man number 11. That's going to go for $2. The Flash number 231, that's $2. Spider-Man 63 is $2. Fantastic Four number 1 is $2. This is the start of Dan Slott's run. Adventures of Superman 557 is $2. Let's go with the 50 centers now. Okay. I'm going to do a rack of 50-cent books. I'm going to put it all over here. All our 50 centers are going to go on this rack. Once in Future, number 4 is going to go for 50 cents. Crossover number 1 is 50 cents. Superman Action Comics number 4, this is from the New 52. Number 6 and number 7. It's $1.50 for these 3 books. $1.50 for these 3. Robotech, the Macro Saga, number 15, $1 on this. The American Way, number 1, 50 cents on this. 50 cents on the Robotech, 50 cents on the American Way. Low, number 13, 50 cents. Old Man Logan, 50, milestone issue, 50 cents. Gwen Stacy, number 1, variant issue, 50 cents. Supergirl, number 38, 50 cents on this. That's a beautiful cover, 50 cents on that for the Supergirl. So 50 cents on all of these books here, $2 on these books. Savants, number 1 is 50 cents. Daredevil, number 28, 50 cents. Thor, number 28, 34. $1 on these two. Batman 433, $1 on this. Mother Panic, number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8. $2 for all of it. $2 on all of it. $2 dues. The Punisher, number 4, 50 cents. Armor Wars, number 3, 50 cents. Scarlet Spider, number 4, and number 5. Those are both going to go for $1. The Amazing Spider-Man, number 18, 50 cents. Cyber Force, number 4 is 50 cents. The NAM, number 30 is 50 cents. Detective Comics, $7.98, 800, milestone issue. 802 and 803 and 825 and the number 1 annual. Get all of it for just $3. That's 2, 4, 6 comics for $3. $3 on all of it. That is, as they say, a steal. Gotham Academy Yearbook number 18 is 50 cents. And Jean Grey Phoenix Generations number 1 is 50 cents. Now, if anybody wants this rack here, I'll do it for just $10. If you want this entire rack of books, $10. It's all yours. I'm going to count how many books you got here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oops. Let's throw one more book up there. The Goddamned Before the Flood, Issue 2 by Jason Aaron. That's going to go for 50 cents. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. So there's 36 comics here at $10. You're basically paying 36 cents a book. 36 cents a book. Grab all of it for $10. That's this rack right over here. Everything from here up to here. Okay? All right. We're going to go back to $2 comics and build the second rack with $2 comics. Enigma, number 3 of 8, and number 4 of 8. That's going to go for $2 a pop, $4 for the pair. Uncanny X-Men, we got issue 3 here, a variant cover with Nightcrawler on it. That's $2 on this. Steve Rogers Super Soldier, number 3 of 4. That's $2. And the number 1 annual, $4 on the pair. Contest of Champions 2, number 3 of 5. That's $2. Ultra Girl, Marvel's sassiest powerhouse. Number 1, which looks like Power Girl. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Get them all for just $6. The Animal Man annual number 2 is $2. Batman and the Outsiders number 8 is $2. Superman number 38 is $2. Superman 654 is $2. The Flash, The Fastest Man Alive by Danny Bilson and Paul DeMeo. We got 2 and 3. That's going to go for $4. Zero Hour, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. That's going to go for $8. $8 on this. Batman Dark Detective, number 2, number 3, and number 4. That's going to go for $6. $6 on this. Superman, number 32. This is Bizarro's World, part 4, I think. It's going to go for $2. Lots of Superman. This is the time to be a Superman fan, guys. Bone up on your Superman. Marvel Legacy number 1 is going to go for $2. Batman 431 and 433 and 511 are going to go for just $6. Superman of America number 1 is $2. Ghost Rider 23 and number 24, that's going to go for $4. X-Men Legends number 12 is $2. Superboy number 9 and number 10 are going to go for $4. Okay, so we got a bunch of $2 comics up here. If anybody has any questions, let me know. If you're in the room, let me know if you're looking for something in particular. You're obviously here, so let me know what you want. You want me to do cartwheels, backflips? You're looking for 50-cent books? You're looking for key issues? Let me know what you're looking for. You're in the room. Let me know what you want. Let me know what you're looking for. You want to see my dog? I'll show you my dog. You want to see pictures of my mother? I'll show you pictures of my mother. All right, I'm going to do a somersault, but it's going to be off camera. There we go. I did it. Actually, I can do a somersault. Just choose not to. I think it would hurt. My head would hurt right now. I'm too lazy for somersaulting. Speaking of which, that's like something I need to like, man, that's something I really got to like work through. I feel like if I want to get better at Krav, like I need to like start taking some jiu-jitsu classes because like, man, groundwork is not my strong suit at all. Like if you got me to the ground, I'd be screwed. I'd be fucked. I wouldn't be able to get my way out of anything. There's this like dude that I train with. He's like literally in his 60s. And I went and did a jiu-jitsu class with him once. And there's like some kind of stance, like a cobra stance where you get like cross-legged and you're kind of like just waiting. This dude was able to take me while I was cross-legged. And keep in mind, I weigh so much more than this guy does. He was able to take me by my foot and flip me over and got me in like an arm bar in like 2 seconds. I have gotten the crap kicked out of me in jiu-jitsu. It is not my strong suit at all. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is very, very hard. And like when you're doing it like that's part of the warm-up is like you got to do somersaults, you got to do shrimping, all this stuff. Like your skin actually gets irritated because like, you know, you're working on the mats and everything. It's so hard. Freaking hard. Stand-up fighting's hard enough as is. Groundwork, shit, man. Keep me off the ground. I'm the kind of guy who, if I ever were to get into a fight, it would start as a stand-up fight and it would end as a stand-up fight. You know, like no matter what. If you get on the ground, that's already like cause for me to like pull out my rape whistle. I kid you not. I don't want anybody on top of me. It is the most uncomfortable thing, especially like when someone gets on top of you. Do not like it. I will totally whip out the rape whistle. Oh man. All right, in about a minute here. Yo, totally. And here's the thing. None of that, they tell you to do all that stuff, but like you never think that you would do it. But honestly, I would tell you right now, if you're in a situation where it's life or death, you will do everything possible to stay alive. Bentley, what is wrong with you, dude? Can you not be on the rug? Come here. If you're gonna puke, I'd rather you puke on the floor. Come here, buddy. Bentley, come here. Come here, puppy. Come here. You're just waiting to puke, dude. I don't want you puking on my floor or on my rug here. Come on, up. Go over here. Go over here. Okay, sit. 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 Yeah. Puke over here on the mat. I can clean that up easily. Stay off of here. Okay? Good boy. Poor dude. I'm sorry you're going through that, but don't puke on my freaking floor or my rug. He's just like looking at me like the same way he did yesterday after he puked. He's such a dick. All right. Actually, one of my instructors is a retired Chicago police officer. He was telling me, because you know, I've heard stories of people like who are like really short and skinny, and you think that they're not dangerous at all, but they're like legit badasses who like fuck people up like all the time and everything. And he was telling me some of the most violent situations that he was involved with, some of the most violent people he ever encountered were women. He actually tore his meniscus, like trying to arrest a woman because she was just so feisty. He ended up, having to. She was scratching him. She was just going all nuts. She actually slapped him in the face, and he had a big red mark on his cheek. But he ended up like kneeing the window to the car, and he had glass stuck in his knee. That's fucked up. I don't know how police do it, man. It's rough. He always says, "I'm not a master of Krav. I'm a master of violence." And that's the thing. It's like when you're in a situation like that, the only way to counter a violent attack is to be more violent. So, Phil, you are 100% right. That's when you bite, scratch, and do everything else. That's when you do your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu countermeasures. All right. Let's start with a fresh stack here. Got about 15, 20 minutes left. I'll tell you guys this. Today's been a pretty average show, but I appreciate you guys being here regardless. You guys made it great. Average in terms of sales, fantastic in terms of you guys being here. I enjoy our conversation and our time together. I cherish it, as a matter of fact. I cherish it so much that after this, I feel like I'm going to go watch Boiler Room. Has anybody seen that movie? It's about like a big stock market hustle. Okay, back to the 50 centers. I have Hero Illustrated number 13 going for 50 cents. Batman Detective Comics number 27 is 50 cents. Hey, man, thank God you had a gun on you that you were able to pull. Incoming number 1, going for 50 cents. I'm assuming there isn't much crime, though, in Germany. Everything's, like, pretty, you know, I just Elon Musk myself on this show. Incoming's off the bill. Gotcha. X Factor number 1, 50 cents. Really? Okay. I mean, there's obviously drugs and, you know, all that stuff out there. You can't not have it. Spectacular Spider-Men number 2 is 50 cents. Typhoid number 3, 50 cents. Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme number 1 is 50 cents. Suicide Squad number 2 is 50 cents. Batman 483 is 50 cents. Steve Rogers Captain America number 6 is 50 cents. Iron Man 2020 number 1, number 2, and number 3, $1.50. $1.50 on these. The Man Called Axe, number 1, is 50 cents. Ray and the Future Force, number 21, is 50 cents. Teen Rex, number 5, is 50 cents. Infinite Frontier, number 1, is 50 cents. And number 2 and number 3. Get them all for $1.50. $1.50. Uncanny X-Men Flashback. Number 1 is 50 cents. Green Lantern Corps Edge of Oblivion. Number 2 is 50 cents. Adventures of Superman 632 is 50 cents. Hit Girl number 12 is 50 cents. X-Force number 7 is 50 cents. Cable and X-Force number 2, number 3, and number 4. $1.50. Fantastic Four number 4, Heroes Return. 50 cents. Warlock Rebirth, number 1, is 50 cents. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, number 2. This ties into the other, 50 cents. Hoax Hunters, number 1, is 50 cents. Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, number 2, 50 cents. Back to $2 books. Suicide Squad number 9 and number 10, $4 on this. Hawkeye Freefall number 3, $2. Scream Curse of Carnage number 1 is $2. Bitch Planet number 5 is $2. King Thor number 4, $2 on this. Planet of the Symbiotes number 2 is $2. Scream. Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 13, $2. The Hunter from Dare Comics, $2. Superman Adventures number 24 is $2. Sabretooth number 2 is $2. Helverine number 3 and number 4, $4 on this. Naughty List number 1 from Aftershock, that's $2. Sleepwalker number 8 is $2. Star Trek number 10 cover A is $2. The Fury of Firestorm number 22 is $2. Wolverine number 17, $2. Spider-Girl number 15 is $2. Elektra number 9 is $2. Razorline First Cut, $2. X-Men number 10, $2. That's from Jonathan Hickman's run. It's a great series. Amazing Fantasy number 5 of 5 is $2. The Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman, $2 on this. Marvel Comics Presents number 110 is $2. West Coast Avengers number 17, $2. Motormouth number 1, number 2, and number 3, $6. The New Mutants, annual number 7 is $2. All right, so that's our $2 books. That's everything for today. And our 50-cent books. I'm going to show off our FOMO books, and we're going to go over the bottom row one more time, and then we're closing out today's show. If you watch the show at a later point and you want to make any claims on anything, message me directly, and I'll pull it aside for you. I've done that for many people. I've had a lot of shows where I haven't sold much while I was on the air, but then people have reached out to me afterwards. As long as I still have that stuff, I will set it aside for you. No problem. I want your business. All right, back to FOMO books. We have Green Arrow number 1 going for $5. Vampirella Shadowhawk number 1 going for $5. Strange Tales featuring The Thing, Doctor Strange, and Human Torch. By the way, another thing about this book is a really cool acetate cover. This is going to go for $5. Spider-Girl number 50 is $5. Spawn number 28, First Capullo, is $12. I had it priced at $12. I'm knocking it down to $10. So it's $10 for Greg Capullo's first Spawn. Spider-Man Unlimited number 1, First Scream. This is the first appearance of the character known as Scream. She's a villain that shows up for the first time in Maximum Carnage Part 1. This is it right here. It's a double-sized book. This is going to go for $15. Those are your FOMO books for today. We had 8. We're down to 6. We'll go over this stuff one more time, and then it'll be time for spinning the wheel and closing out the show. I want to thank you guys for showing up today. Phil, you especially, tuning in from Germany. I have to say that one of the main reasons why I moved the Wednesday show to the afternoon, this serves a couple purposes. One, it frees up my evening so that I can be with the kids. That's a primary thing. But one of the reasons why I did this is because I know you're tuning in from Germany, and if I come on late at night, that's hard for you. So one of the reasons why I moved the show to the afternoon is for you. That's not to put any pressure on you, but just to let you know that I care and I want to be here for you. And I appreciate so much the intro that you did for me. If you guys have seen the intro to the show, that is all Phil. He put together the entire video, the music you hear in the background, everything. That is all Phil. So thank you. Appreciate you. Got the first booting issue of Spawn. No, but I am working on a big booting. I want to do a massive booting of Bootman versus Spawn crossover. I'm trying to come up with a good story for it. I have to just kind of sit there and think about it. There will be a booting this month. The goal for this year is to have one booting every month. At least one booting every month. All right. So for the bottom row, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 65 going for $5. Fantastic Four number 70 is going to go for $15. Captain America number 425 is $5. Batman Judge Dredd Judgment on Gotham is $5. Marvel Now .1 number 1. This is the first appearance of America Chavez. That's $15. Spawn 300 cover D, the Greg Capullo vegan cover, virgin cover. That's going to go for $15. First appearance of She-Spawn. Batman 55, Francisco Mentina variant is $5. Captain Carter number 1 is $15. First appearance of the character. Amazing Spider-Man 800 milestone issue going for $5. Spider-Man number 20, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 20. That's going to go for $10. Controversial issue. Star Wars number 1, the Alex Ross limited variant. Again, it's another virgin here. It's going to go for $10. I had it originally priced at $30. Justice League Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover is going to go for $5. Venom number 1 is going to go for $10. And Blade number 2, the official comic book adaptation, is going to go for $5. I am yearning for the day that I can finally sell this book. Star Wars is off the fill. Awesome. Please claim. That is a solid pickup. All righty. And Justice League Power Rangers. Awesome. Let's grab. Very good. I moved two of the FOMO books that I had yesterday. And Venom. Nice. Hold on my here. Okay. Got about 4 minutes left. Oh. Still got these books here. Adventures of Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. That's going to go for $12. Huh. Thanks, Phil. Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully your next retirement or your retirement checks are much bigger than what you owe me. That's what I hope for you, man. Live well and prosper, my brother. Justice League of America, Justice Society of America, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. If you grab all of this, it's $20. This is a very special series to me because it was written by Len Straczewski. This guy mentored me when I first started working on Yusum Shin. He talked me out of doing a 60-issue miniseries to doing just 12 books. And at this point, I probably would have made more progress if it was a 60-issue series. So I would have just started knocking stuff out. JSA. So this is going to go for $20 for all of JSA. So you did have the Captain Americas. I'm glad. See, I knew that was the case. I wanted to make sure for you because, why sell you the same thing multiple times, I might just have to keep this for myself at some point. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the year turns out. I did want to read it. Have you read it? If you read it, let me know how it is. I think you're the only one here, but whatever. You're here. If you're here, I'm here with you. And finally, I have Contest of Champions number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's going to go for $10. And I'm done pitching stuff. It is time now. Oh, Phil, by the way, you carried the show for me today. Lewis got that Absolute Superman number 4, but I'm going to hook you up with an issue of Blade. It's upstairs in my in my office, but I'm going to hook you up with it. It's basically a variant cover. I'm an A cover guy, so I accidentally got it. It's one of the Red Band issues, but I'm going to throw that in for free. It's a rack book. That'll be like my thank you for coming here today because I know your situation. I know what you got going on right now. And I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you being here and how much you've done for me over the last year. You've been very good to me, so I'm going to hook you up with that Blade issue. Plus, I'm going to give you a spin on the wheel right now. So, of course, dude. All right. It is time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark. It's probably you and Tori and someone else is in here. All right. You ready?
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark.
I actually really like cats. Just saying. I grew up with cats, so I love cats too. All right, I'm spinning clockwise for Phil. And Phil gets a $2 comic. I'm going to hook Phil up with, let's see, what am I going to hook you up with from the $2 rack? You know what, Phil? I think you're going to like this, The Hunter book. It's got some really cool art in it. I'm going to hook you up with this. Lewis, you get your spin too. Lewis gets a free DC book. I'm going to hook Lewis up with Detective Comics number 27. Here you go. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Phil, thank you. Appreciate everybody who was here, whether you popped in, whether you shopped with me, whether you added to the lure of what we do here on Kickin' It. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Friday, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern. Phil, you've given me a budget here. I'm going to go out and restock. I'm going to come back. I'm not sure what I'm going to get yet, but I'm going to come back with some cool stuff for Friday's show. So come on back. Tell all your friends. Tell everybody about what we're doing here, and let them know that we're going to be slinging some really fun comics and having a good time. So I will see you guys on Friday, TGIF. Until then, be safe. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and I will see you on Friday. You guys all have a great, great day. Take care. And I had 6 hours for Berlin time. That's exactly right. Take care.